Welcome to Positivity. This is our first episode. I'm Yasmin and I'm joined with Amy.
Hi guys.
And today we're going to be talking about self-care and self-love. I guess the first question that I've got for you and for me, I guess, is what kind of stuff you do? What kind of self-care routine maybe you have? Or
I would say just my baths. I like having a bath. Then using my little salty crystals.
Get your lush bath bombs on.
Got to do it. And then I feel like my hair as well. If my hair looks good, then I feel good. My face can look a bit trumpy, but if my hair's looking good, then I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I think mine's not really baths, I would say, and things like that. I'll do a face mask, I'm doing now. My nails, I paint my nails. But I think mine's more, I'm a bit cheesy. I like to watch inspirational YouTube videos, proper American, motivational. You can do this, you got this.
Girl.
And it's a bit cringy, I'm not gonna lie, but it does make you feel a lot better. And I think it's important to realise the position that you're in isn't the end of the world, especially when you're feeling down.
Yeah.
Because you do tend to exaggerate things and feel it's never gonna get better, and it's always gonna be like this. There's no point in me trying to even be happy again. I'd rather just stay sad and listen to Drake.
Yeah. Listen to all the sad songs.
Yeah, because
I've had enough.
When you're down, you want to stay down even more. I thought
it's hard to help
self-deprivating. Yeah, I remember I watch one of my many YouTube videos that I watch, and I watched this one about being lonely and feeling down and depressed.
Yeah.
And it talks about how when you are down, you want to kind of shut people out even more, because your body goes into self-defense mode, which obviously makes it even worse in the long run.
You just trap yourself away.
Yeah, really. It is. I feel it is hard to stay positive sometimes and do all this self-love stuff when you're in a bit of having a bad day.
Yeah.
And it's okay to feel down for a bit. It's just you don't want to dwell on it.
Yeah.
You have to it takes energy, but I feel it is worth you do have to pull yourself out of it.
Yeah.
And consciously do stuff instead of just moping about, you get up and you you
Listen
can watch
to
a video,
tunes.
put some songs on that make you feel like a bad bee, or I don't know, go to the gym.
Yeah. I feel gym helped me, to be fair. When I went for the first time ever.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I felt good when I came in, although I was aching for a week.
It does feel I can't say that anymore because I don't really go to the gym anymore. But once you come out and you ache and you do feel better, I've achieved something.
You know that you've worked something.
Yeah.
You're oh, let's
see, check in the mirror. Has the bum come yet?
My booty
Is it there?
I don't know what else I do actually. I'm trying to think. I feel it's accepting yourself as well. As much as you see all these perfect models and whatnot, I feel I don't follow many of those anyway.
Yeah, I have noticed that.
Yeah, I don't really follow any famous people, or as you've seen meme pages. Or
but meme pages, that's positivity and self-love for me, because it makes me laugh. Honestly, I
feel
love
it depends what it is, because sometimes obviously me having my lovely Birmingham accent, say if I saw that and it's a lot of it and I'm okay, but then I'm just oh, it's not that deep.
I think that's something that you have to accept, that not everybody will like certain things. I've seen, there's been ones recently actually that I've seen about Manc accents, and then they're taking the mick out of them. And to be fair, I'm not bothered really, but
I feel
there'll always
be.
Yeah, I feel there'll always be something that you come across that can irk you because you are like that.
Yeah.
But these are just people's opinions, and people's opinions don't mean anything.
It doesn't define you.
Yeah, 100%. I used to care so much about what people thought and being validated by other people. If I used to I would genuinely not anymore, but I would genuinely cry if somebody didn't like me, and I'm why don't they like me? What have I done wrong? Because honestly, I was such a people pleaser, to the point where I'm what reason? I'm doing everything and they still don't like me. But that's the thing, is that people will always but then it made me realize that people will always find a way to find faults or dislike you, or
no matter who you are.
Yeah, so you might as well just be yourself and not take it personally, because
exactly.
if you're affected by what everyone thinks, you're just going to be like sad the rest of your life.
Yeah, and if you try and please everyone, it's like, well, who are you? Like, you need to please yourself first.
Yeah, 100%. And I think as well as like with uni, definitely like being in uni makes you realise that you don't really know who you are. So like self-care and self-love is important to like nourish,
get to know who you are,
but also to know to know who you are, because I'm not gonna lie, I remember we speak about the other day, I don't know who I am yet. I don't think anybody fully does, but I think there's a lot more I need to learn about myself.
I feel like taking yourself away from people as well sometimes for like quite a while helps do that. Like, say you have like certain days where you just have to yourself really, but chat to like a few people here and there. I feel like that's really good.
I feel like you're a lot better at that than me. I love company. Like, I come from a big family, and like, it's always been like, even though like at the moment like at home it's literally just me, my mum, my stepdad and my little sister, it's always quite noisy. Do you know what I mean?
Our house is like that though.
Yeah.
But I feel like,
so I'm always used to having people there in big friendship groups and stuff, so then when I'm not with someone, it's like, weird, I'm not used to it. And I just start to like, I don't know, like, it's not that I don't enjoy my own company, but like I could enjoy it a lot more, and I think I do need to be a bit more like independent.
I feel like first year helped me with that, to be honest, because obviously like what I went through in first year, and then being put in that situation, and then not having that certain person, and then feeling like I had nowhere else because of shutting them out because of this person. I just felt kind of trapped, and then I was just like, do you know what, like, why do I feel like this? So then when I was alone, that's when I got into like my spiritual side of stuff, which I don't think I've told you why like I got into that actually.
Go on then, spill the tea.
No, it's literally because of that, like because of feeling alone. And then I was just like, I need to actually up my game and like actually feel happy in my own company.
See what else is out there.
So that's when I got into like all that third eye stuff, and then my crystals, like reading my poetry and like things like that. It just made me feel a bit better. So I think that helped me with being alone, because I'd just read a book and then write poetry, or just chill in my bed, like, and chill with like my crystals. And it made me feel better.
Do you think, would you say nowadays with social media and like all of this jazz technology, would you say it makes it harder for you to like love yourself? Or would you say it helps?
It depends like what side of social media you look at, because if in your mindset you're looking like subliminally, but you don't notice that you are, towards these girls, and you're thinking in your head, but you never actually say, oh, I wish I looked like this, and I wish I could change this about me. I think then in that case it could be bad. But then if you like follow pages that are positive, and like it's that kind of route that you take instead of looking at all the models and everything, then I feel like it's how you use social media that may make it bad for you.
That's true. But would you not also say that maybe it's not as simple as what you view, but the people that you surround yourself with, and that are like your age range and you come into contact with, what they view as well? Because if they're like absorbing all this information of what a guy or a girl should be like, how they should act, what the perfect life is, this whole idea of materialism and being like, and perfection.
I think that's why you need to accept yourself like as you are, because if you spend every day like looking forward to like the end product of who you want to be, then you're just wasting that time in between of like your journey, because you're just waiting to get to this certain point, like when you could be enjoying each day by day, being like, do you know what, I am getting better, like I was better than I was here and better than I was there. Like actually enjoy the progress of you getting to where you feel like you want to be, but then don't feel incomplete because you're not there yet.
I think another thing that's important as well is that you can be your own worst enemy, so you can give everything to other people. You can be loving like in friendships and like relationships, you can do the most and be giving like 110% to all these people, but then when it comes to yourself you're quite harsh, like, oh, why does nobody love me, or oh, why do I look so ugly, or why am I not clever enough, or why am I not popular enough, or hench enough, or whatever it is. But it's like you would never say that to other people, and you'd never judge other people the same way, but yet you do it to yourself. And I think it's important to realise, like, obviously everyone knows and people say it to you, but like to actually deep, that you are your own best friend. You are always with yourself, so you have to love yourself. Otherwise, you're just gonna you're going to be depressed, you're not going to enjoy your life, because you don't have a choice but to be with yourself. It's not like you can detach yourself from yourself, like the thoughts in your head. I don't want to
listen to you today.
Yeah, like the only time you're not really is when you're sleeping, I guess.
Yeah.
Most of the
even
time.
then you have dreams.
Yeah, you tend to be having like this active, like ongoing, like thought process, like conversations in your head.
Yeah.
So if you don't rate yourself, your days are going to be awful, apart from the times when you're distracted. And I think maybe, and I think maybe that's why, like maybe in the past, me personally and other people maybe become so dependent on relationships or other people, because it kind of distracts themselves from themselves.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I feel like people sometimes rely on that as well for their happiness.
I've done that too in the past.
Because like you have someone, it's like, well, they want me, so I must be important.
Yeah.
Like the feeling of you being wanted, I feel like makes a lot of people feel important. Whereas like you being yourself, like we have a lot more privileges than some people in like poor countries, third world countries do.
Yeah.
Like every day I think you should like, because I saw this thing and it was saying that writing 3 things every day that you like about yourself, waking up and being like, do you know what, like I have water today, like I have fresh running water, like my eyes look pink, like I may have like some stretch marks here and there, but do you know what, that's me, and somebody eventually will accept that. Like there's no need to change who you are to, like I don't feel you should, because I'm quite bad for this, I look for other people to say to me, oh like you're this, you're that, like for me to accept myself. And I think that's something that I need to work on, especially with like accepting my accent, like where I'm from, and then like me being pale, I think is something that I really struggle with, because I've always wanted like this nice bronze skin and whatever, like, and then my glasses, I've always been perceived as someone that's nerdy and skinny, whereas I just need to accept that now and just be like, well, I am who I am, so that is what it is, I can't change it. Like, just love me for who I am. Get to know my personality, darling, you'll soon like me.
What else have I got on my list today? I'd say any tips that you have for other people, or maybe like, because I think what it is that is hard about self-love and self-care is that it is where to start, exactly, and then it's quite specific to each person. Yeah. Because I think self-love and self-care is not just about like looking in the mirror and saying, oh yes, I'm pen, because I do that pretty much every day. Even if I'm having a bad day, I look in the mirror and say, you cute though, because you have to big yourself up. Yeah. But I think it's hard to find what works for you
individually.
So like advice that I would probably give would be, just try everything and anything. Obviously not like drugs and stuff. No, prostitution, maybe not that, but like stay safe. But just try like doing things that you like, day trips. Like we went, where did we go today, Amy?
We went, what was it called again?
New Brighton.
New Brighton. Yeah, New Brighton. Got to see my little drummers. But yeah, that's what I was saying to you, wasn't it, the other day? Like we need to take time away from things, especially being at uni or work, like whatever is taking majority of your time, just make sure that you take a step back from that to actually do something that you enjoy, because if not, you're just gonna constantly stress yourself out, and then you're just gonna be thinking, oh my god, like I've got this and this to do, and you're wasting like your days that you've got in your youth stressing, when you could be like doing something at least once a week that you actually enjoy.
I think that is important, like taking time for yourself to just relax, because especially being in university and especially second year, it's hard and it's stressful, and I want to do well, like I really do want to do well, and I find myself trying to work so hard to the point where I kind of burn out, and it's like I force myself to do so much work that I'm not even really doing anything in the end, because I put so much pressure on myself and never actually get round to it, because I'm just stressing about it the whole time, and I won't want to take time for myself, because it's like, oh, then I have to catch up. Yeah, I feel guilty and I have to catch up with even more work. But I think it's worth it, because your mental health is a lot more important, and you can still, I think it does help with your education as well, is once you do the work, you feel like more
accomplished
and motivated to do it, and it's actual effective revision that you're doing, effective work, rather than you forcing yourself to do it and not taking any time for yourself, and nothing ends up going in anyway.
I was gonna say, I feel like when you force yourself to do it, it's not like either one, it doesn't go in, or you could be doing it wrong. Like you could be doing an essay and staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning, and then when you're actually like awake properly, you have that stable mentality, you look back at it and you're like, what the hell was I writing? Like, this is a load of waffle. Like, if you was actually in a better mindset to begin with, you'd probably like bash that in a couple like days anyway. You just need to take a step back from it and just be like, I don't need to push myself this hard. I actually can enjoy myself and still get my work done, blah blah blah, and not punish yourself because of not doing. Like, I feel like you forget to enjoy yourself because like sometimes you stress that much. It's like, oh my god, like you just forget about yourself in that instance because of how much is going on in your brain already.
Yeah, like I think a lot of people make a conscious effort and decision to improve their physical health. So when it goes to going to the gym, or whether that's trying to eat more healthy.
Yeah.
Which obviously is really important, and like not getting run over by cars. But I think another thing that is also really just as important, if not even more, if I'm being honest, is your mental health. And nobody really discusses that, and nobody puts as much importance on it as they do your physical health. Like, and I think that's a big problem, as the way that your mental health affects everything, every single thing you do, because it's you, and it affects the way you perceive the world, how you perceive certain situations that might be neutral or even good, and you turn them into something bad.
I feel like there's more pressure on you, the physical side of things, because as you were saying, like you see the models and you see the bodybuilders for like the lads, they're like, oh, like I need to be like this hench, or the girls are like, oh, I need slim, thick, and you know, my little booty and whatnot, and a toned up stomach. Whereas it's not like, yeah, you can look cute, you can have this body, but if you're not mentally stable, then what's that body actually giving you? Like, just a couple of likes on Instagram if you post it. Whereas you can't really post your mental like side of things unless you actually do write a big paragraph. And even then, like, not that many people would actually take the time to read it, because it's not something that most people are drawn into. Most people are drawn to that kind of body and all that looks and everything, because that's what most of our generation is based on anyway. It's like the likes and, oh, who's following me now, rather than actually, what's your mindset saying?
Am I actually saying in the memory? Exactly. I think another thing as well that I've noticed with self-care and self-love, because there is a lot of stuff about it. So you have all these what's called, is it slum flower? And she's about like self-love and like feminism stuff. There's a big debate going on about that, but that's for another time.
Another podcast.
And we have all these like empowering songs. Like Lizzo's a big one now, isn't she? About being like a bad bee, basically,
and a bigger girl.
And like accepting yourself for who you are and not like relying on other people or validation from men. But I've noticed with a lot of self-love, self-care stuff, it's quite female orientated. Like, you don't see that much for men.
I feel like I know this is a bit of a deeper situation and convo, and as you say, it could be safe for another time, but it is quite deep actually, so my bad if anyone gets a bit upset, but it's like the suicide rate of men is a lot higher by like 53% or something than it is women's. But because men are like supposed to be perceived as, oh, like I need to keep my masculinity, and if I cry then that shows like that I'm weak. But that's because of the pressure that society's put onto them. Whereas,
honestly, and would think that makes me really upset, because as much as like I've not had the best experience with some certain men, like, I do wish them like the best, and like it makes me sad to think that potentially some of the reasons why they didn't treat me in the nicest way, like they could just not be nice people, but I don't think it's as simple as that with anyone. Like, someone's just not nice. I think what it is everyone always has stuff going on, and I'm grateful that like I'm able to express it and be able to speak to my friends or my family about it, whereas other people aren't able to do that and don't feel the kind, especially men, because they have this whole idea of masculinity meaning you're strong and you
I'm quite guilty for that, to be honest. Like, as I was saying to you the other day, I don't like to be seen as like this weak person, because if I share like how I feel about something, then it's like, wow, is somebody going to see me weak because of me feeling this way.
Yeah.
Whereas like you've actually helped me since sharing the house with you to actually be more open and like not just think, oh my god, somebody's gonna think I'm weak.
Yeah.
Because of how I feel. But there's not much, as you were saying, there's not much to do with like men and being open.
Yeah, I think that's another thing to do with self-care, I guess, kind of, is to just be open. Like, obviously don't be too open with, not your feelings, but like certain situations, because not everybody's as kind and, do you know what I mean? Some people like, will use it against you, and not everybody deserves to know your story. Yeah. But I think mental health is something that should be a lot more open, and I think a lot more people, and the world would be a bit of a better place if people were open about it, and because it is such a stigma, especially with males. But in general, no one wants to go around saying, oh yeah, I'm depressed, or oh yeah, like I felt really crap yesterday. Like,
everyone wants to be seen
like,
as this happy person.
It's like a shameful, embarrassing thing, but it's normal, and it's what you go through, and everybody goes through it. And I think the more you speak about it, and like the more you,
the easier it is to open up.
And also like you notice that everyone's going through something. Like, I always, like, when you're younger especially, and you don't really speak to people about it, you think, oh, no one else feels the way I feel, it's just me. Like, what's wrong with me? Why don't I love myself? Or why do I feel so down? And why am I not always happy like everyone else? But everyone puts on a front, and nobody really speaks about how they feel. And most people, if they did, you'd realise that they're going through similar stuff as you. And like, not everybody is happy all the time, and that's okay. But I think because we do, with social media, we do live in this generation where everything has to be perfect, and that's all we portray. Posting pictures, nobody posts a bad picture, said, oh, I'm feeling depressed, or oh, listening to Frank Ocean and cried in the shower today. Like, some people do that, but most people don't. They just post the good stuff of them, like on a sunset beach, like living their best life.
Living their best life.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
you never really see the bad side. But then even when people do post that, like, it's seen as attention seeking.
That's another thing. It's like you can't win, but I guess that's the whole thing about self-love and self-care. It's not caring what other people think.
Just do what makes you happy.
Yeah, because like we said, like, people are always going to find faults with you.
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't speak about it, it's bad. But then if you speak about it, it's bad. So it's kind of just like, it doesn't really matter what other people think. It's how it makes you feel. And if it makes you feel better,
then you might as well do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It doesn't really matter.
As you were saying, you're your own best friend, so...
Yeah.
And you shouldn't do something just because you want like acceptance from somebody else to be like, do you know what you're doing is good. Like, you should just do it because like how it makes you feel.
I think everyone's a bit guilty though of doing it for a certain reason. Like, no one really does anything just for the sake of doing. Like, it's always to get something back, and that's like human nature. Otherwise, it's pointless. Why have I done it?
Yeah.
But I think it's about getting something back from yourself rather than other people.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, like, it feels nice when you like. You put up a new post and people be liking it, and and then someone else, you're like, oh, looking cute. You're like, thank you. That's what I thought. But then when it gets to the point where it's literally you're relying on these likes and these followers, to make you feel better. That's what it's like a dangerous line to like cross.
Like you could be okay, just you could like actually seeing that and it making you happy. Like, that's okay. But then relying on that to make you happy.
Yeah, and if you feel sad if you don't get a certain like a certain amount, then it's like,
that's where it needs to be switched up.
Yeah, I think social media is a difficult one. Like, the amount of times that, okay, guys, I'm coming off it. Text you if you want me. Like, not even in a salty way or nothing, because people think like, oh, why is she attention seeking? It's not even salty. I'm just like, you know what? Like, I need to take a break. I want to detox a little bit from it. And spend less time on it, because we're so, like, if you look around, everybody's glued to their phone, and it doesn't even matter what age they are. You can see like children up until death tomorrow, but still they'll be there on their phones, and nobody speaks to each other. And I'm not saying you should just go around speaking to everyone, because I don't think that would go down very well. But no one seems to really like socialise anymore. Everyone's always just glued to their phone, and it's like half these people in their phone like be liking and posting on your Instagram like, oh boo, you're looking cute. Let's be honest, they're not even really your friend anyway. And you probably, if you saw each other like on the street, like pretending to teach her and keep it moving.
Like, do you actually have a conversation with these people? Like, you're like, oh boo, love you. Like, are you actually chatting to them like that? Can you actually turn to them like when you're upset and be like, oh, I'm having a tough day today?
Yeah.
Like, they're your real friends. And I feel like that's a good thing to start with your self-love as well. Like, if you have a decent support network, and they help you to get to that stage as well. Because I think at the start you can't just switch it up and do it by yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like you need help from others to actually get to a stage where you can do it by yourself.
Yeah, I think I'm quite lucky with that as well with you guys and my family. Is that I do have like a support system if need be, and like whenever I'm feeling down, whatever, I can just come speak to you or Frankie or Kamal or my mum or whatever, I don't know. But for those people, I guess I'd say for those people that don't feel like they have that, is as much as we were just slating the internet can also be a good place. Like there are a lot of websites to do with mental health, and if you're feeling down or suicidal, or if you just want someone to speak to,
message us.
Message us.
You actually could though. I feel that's another thing actually. Like when I help someone and they get into a better situation, I feel like you shouldn't really like feel like I've helped someone today, but you do anyway. Like,
I don't think that's a bad thing, as long as like you're not doing it because you want to feel better. Like it is like a byproduct of it. But like I think your intention
makes you feel better.
Yeah, you're usually okay, I want to feel better, so let me go do something.
Let me just feed
let me just go give some money to a homeless person or something. I think it's like the intent behind like why you did it, as in you did it because you genuinely want this person to feel better. I think it's another thing as well is I feel like people are quite closed off to everyone. Like I'm quite an open person anyway, but like, if anyone ever wanted to speak to me about anything and their feelings and stuff, I'm down. I'm not gonna, but I think that's me. I think that's just me as a person, and I guess you can't expect that from everyone. But and another thing is like I was saying, I was saying before about seeing this post, like start expecting you from other people. It's not everybody will be like that. Not everyone wants to listen to your problems. Not everyone will hear what you have to say and then help you. Some people might even use it against you.
Even some of your closest friends, like they can be ones that really don't want to listen.
Snake you out the moose.
Like either like they'll snake you out, or they're not the ones that want to listen. And it's, as you were saying, like be selective with the people that you actually do open up to. Like don't just open up to everyone like, oh my god, like this happened. Like open up to the people that you can feel they would open up to you as well. Because then like it's that back and forth kind of energy, and you can trust that person to just speak openly and it not be anywhere or be judged because of it. And I think that's a really good thing, like having friends that actually don't judge you. Like you can have ones that give you guidance, be like, oh, like maybe you shouldn't have done this and this. But
because to be fair, as a friend, I think it is like with literally everything. I believe everything's about a balance. And what's the word, in moderation. So as much as you want your friends to not judge you, you don't want someone as well that can see you making all these decisions and just sit back, be like, okay, I'm gonna let them do. Like you do need some sort of guidance, but that's
this is where you've
that's what it should be, guided. It's not like enforced. Like sometimes that you can feel that your friends will literally fall out if you won't be friends anymore if you don't do what they want you to do. It shouldn't be like that. It should be more okay, so I think this and I don't want you to get hurt, and you did make a mistake, but at the same time it's not your life, it's their life, and you have to respect that.
As long as that person isn't getting upset because of what they do, then I think that's alright then. But then still give your opinion, just to be like, maybe this would be a better route for you, or try this, blah blah blah. But don't actually judge them because of what they're doing, especially if it makes them happy.
I think people do what they want to do. And will continue to do that no matter how much you scream in the face, because I've been on both sides. I've been the one screaming and being screamed at. You do what you want to do at the end of the day, and until you learn your lesson, you're going to keep making mistakes. But I guess that's life. Like nobody comes out of the womb just like on it. Like I love myself, I know what to do and what not to do, and who to trust, and what career I want, and do you know what I mean?
You have to go through it yourself to be able to understand the situation.
Life is a journey.
It is.
Bit cringy, but it's true. It is a journey. It's about like figuring out what you like, what you don't like, what to do, what not to do.
How to react in certain situations. It definitely is.
But I think like my take home message would be that it's okay to like not be 100% like all the time. Like life is about like ups and downs and stuff, otherwise you wouldn't have ups, because there'd be nothing to balance it, there'd be no downs. It would just be like that all the time. Exactly. And I think there's pressure to feel happy all the time. Like, I have days when I don't feel happy, and I'm just like,
it's accepting those, and
it's like, okay, I had this day, but like I'm not going to dwell on it or see it as a failure as well, because self-care and self-love and healthy mental health, I don't think is about being happy or positive all the time, because that's not realistic. It's about not dwelling on the sad times and not beating yourself up and just thinking.
That's what do you know when I was on about the other day, and it's like, oh, don't like worry about it before it's even happened, because then you put that sadness on yourself twice if it does happen to turn out bad.
Yeah.
But then if it does happen to turn out good, then you've wasted all that energy on something negative when it's actually turned out to be a positive thing anyway. So try not to dwell on something that you think is this scenario when actually it could be that it's not even like that anyway.
Yeah. And I think all progress is progress, no matter how little it is.
Yeah.
Because to get where I'm at now, it's taken me a long time. And I wouldn't say I'm even halfway there to being like self-actualization. But I think I'm making progress and I'm doing a lot better and got rid of a lot of unhealthy habits that I had in the past. And I'm quite proud of myself for that.
So am I. I'm proud of you.
Pat on the back.
I feel like when I was like younger, like let's say 12 to just before I got to uni, I was very self-love, like independent. And then through being in the bad relationship that I was in first year, that kind of took all that away from me and deteriorated me very slowly but continuously until I got to a stage where I was just like, oh my god, there's nothing left. And then I think in second year now, it's bringing that back up again. And I feel like it is happening quite quickly. So you just need to accept
what's important as well is like not allowing someone to ever get to the point where they can take you from you. They can take your energy, your happiness to the point where you feel like you have to build yourself back up. Because obviously it would knock you back, especially if you loved or really cared about that person. It will knock you back a bit. But it shouldn't be like, you shouldn't fall off the ladder. Like you have to kind of like root yourself.
Drop your hand, get back up the ladder, and carry on. Definitely.
So I think I'm going to end but we should be another episode out soon. I'm not sure what it's on yet, but I might do a vote or I might just pick something that I like and you'll see what it is. But if you've got any suggestions, you can leave it in the comments and leave us a like. And we hope you have a positive day or afternoon, whatever time it is.
Bye guys.
Goodbye.